Hey, everybody, we're live just for a little bit. Happy 4th of July. And the controversy is right here on Twitter as I move this panel. And as you can see there, if you take a closer look, well, aided by of course, my deft handling of by zooming in, there, Rachel Nichols here is a top trend. And let's click on it. See that? Rachel Nichols. Trending topic, and it says a video showing the ESPN reporter Rachel Nichols making disparaging comments about the selection of Maria Taylor for a key job has caused substantial damage at the network over the past year. And Kevin M. Draper on the video and its fallout. So the question is, what happened? And I'm going to take you to answer that question right now.
What happened?
Excuse me, as I adjust things so that you can see the video. And here's the video right here. And I will now play it. And let me pause it right here. So you can, right there.
Hey, instead of hosting the NBA Finals, why don't you do charge the sideline reporter job for the NBA Finals? Because you know what that would literally for? For Maria to do the hosting for them. Yeah. So, I have declined. I don't know what their next move is, but they are feeling pressure because of all of that. And I'm trying to figure out how to just, my thing is I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football, she covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your crappy one-time record on university, which by the way I myself know personally from the female side of it, go for it. Just, find it somewhere else. You're find it in
Okay, so that has made the rounds now. It's been viewed on Twitter 670,000 times alone. But and it's the focus of responses like this one. That's the couple that pulled the gun on protesters in St. Louis with the reading Rachel Nichols and her husband saying black people get opportunities. It wasn't a sad look on her part. The latest on this, as we check on it, basically you have to keep one thing in mind. This happened a year ago, and it's all been under the table until of course the video was released today, 4th of July, which is why it's news. But my take on it at first was, okay, she's complaining about Maria getting an opportunity based primarily on her color. But also she was expressing that idea privately. What happened was she had her camera on. She was doing a shoot. This was a year ago, according to what the New York Times reported. The Kevin gentleman in New York Times. She had the camera down, but she forgot to turn it off. And in forgetting to turn it off, it recorded everything she said, and it was on a mic. And apparently, the way it was wired, there are a number of people at ESPN who could hear her talk. So what happened was a young lady named Kayla Johnson. So if I go back to Twitter here and then type in Kayla Johnson, who works for ESPN, no longer works for ESPN because she reportedly is the person that leaked the audio and then passed it around for everyone to see. In fact, if I just type Kayla Johnson, ESPN, there it is. You can see there's the result. And the comments are, so ESPN punishes the black digital producer Kayla Johnson instead of Rachel Nichols. And I'm glad Maria Taylor, this person tweets, didn't respond to her salty blank. I don't want to see an ESPN special on her apology either. Blank that network. Nichols was understandably frustrated and privately asked for career advice from a friend. when Kayla Johnson secretly recorded their conversation. When ESPN reprimanded Johnson for actions she is claiming to be a victim. And as my mother put it here, she said that if you mess with someone's money, as Kayla Johnson, it's not like you get fired. Right, Mom? So anyway, and Robert Littall of Black Sports Online says, here is why once Black Lives Matter wasn't making any more money, strong black voices was once again frowned upon by ESPN, to the point that the person who was punished for Rachel Nichols' leaked audio was black woman Kayla Johnson, who warned Taylor. This one says, if Kayla Johnson took the video off ESPN server and passed it on, then yes, she should have been suspended because she opened ESPN up to a lawsuit. My feeling basically is that it is obviously retaliation on ESPN's part for firing Kayla Johnson. But I also look at it this way. There are laws against surreptitiously recording a private conversation, and that was, like it or not, a private conversation. Does it have gravity, the conversation? Of course it does, but frankly speaking, it's not as much gravity as if it were Donald Sterling. Remember that? Making his comments, which are really vile. So there is this barometer of vileness that you have to sort of apply to things. And Rachel didn't. I'm not going to speak for Rachel and what she intended. All I know is what I heard and what you heard. And just play it one more time, just to get this out of the way, so that we are able to make sure that what we heard was, well, indeed just that, what we heard, in what she said, as opposed to something else. All right, so here it is. Yet again. Okay, right here. Right here. Right.
They said to me, hey, instead of hosting the NBA Finals, why don't you do Jonathan Simon reporter job for the NBA Finals? Because you know what that would clear the way for. For Maria to do the hosting for them. Yeah. So I have declined. I don't know what their next move is, but they are feeling pressure because of all of that. And I'm trying to figure out how to just, my thing is I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football, she covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your crappy long-time record on diversity, which by the way I myself know personally from the female side of it, go for it. Just, find it somewhere else. You're not going to find it with me. They said to me, hey.
So that's what she's saying, basically. She is concerned about her job being taken away because what she perceives as a push for diversity because Maria is black. Maria Taylor is really, really good at what she does. And that's that. She really is. Something else, this occurred a year ago. And obviously we've seen Maria Taylor since then. We've seen Rachel Nichols most recently. We'll definitely see her again, I would think, during the finals. I can't imagine ESPN overreacting because now the video is out, right? But who knows? All of this happened then. The person who did the leak lost their job some time ago. Don't know if she got reemployed or not. So the fact that no one has been harmed, thankfully, diminishes the story to a degree, but it does set up a look into how people really think about things. All right. This is where I hesitate. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. I mean, if Rachel feels, based on what she's going through at ESPN and everybody else, that ESPN did this as a push toward diversity, let's face it, in the wake of George Floyd, there have been a lot more black faces, okay? Then, hey, look, she made the proper observation. We may not like that she made the observation, but she made an observation. The observation was quite accurate. Also, I have to say something else, as I think about this, I was saying this happened a year ago. I'm not quite sure of the timing, because I mentioned George Floyd, but there are already rumblings about race and representation before George Floyd, but George Floyd's murder upped those conversations by a lot, as you know. Um, so my thought is, again, Maria is just really good at her job, and that's the thing that stands out. Really is. It's uh, and, um, and it's too bad that Rachel thought it was purely a diversity ploy. But again, given the timing of this, I can see how she would think that. And let me read this and see if trying to find out if this happened, when this happened, um, and essentially not. Let's see here. This is, and so I don't think. Someone remarked, "This is probably true. I have seen that same thing from human resources recently as well. Qualified people and people who are ready for promotions are getting passed over people who haven't put the time in on outside candidates." But see, that's bad because Maria is really, really good. All right, really, really good. Okay, um, and someone else replied, "This story tried to break at the time, but the folks said Rachel is nice." And the leaker just had sour grapes, talking about Kayla Johnson. Turns out it was the rich white woman who was bitter because a hardworking, qualified black woman was finally getting her due. I don't know if it's anybody that's bitter. I think that Rachel looked at it as harming her directly. Like, hey, I'm not, I think what it sounded like she was trying to say is, hey, I'm not a racist, even though people believe that her response was racist. And so why are you aiming at me to give her an opportunity for something that she wants to do, right? That's where that comes off. Was it racist? Yeah. To assume that Maria was being selected just because she was black is racist. That's putting a person down because of their color. Circumstances being what they are. But apparently ESPN decided to handle it. They should have handled it in a way where it was kept quiet and no one was fired, because when a person gets fired, what do? They get on social media and they talk. And that's exactly what happened in this case. Kayla Johnson was the focus of conversation here. And it's trying to get the there's Kayla Johnson, ESPN. And as Phil Lewis says, the only person known to be punished was Kayla Johnson, a digital video producer who told ESPN Human Resources she had sent the video to Taylor. So she basically set up her own her own destruction, and said that ESPN was declined to say whether employees were disciplined. So let's see what happens with this playing out. I doubt that anything else happens other than, page views for news publications like New York Times or Oakland News Now on my video channel, right? So happy 4th of July, everybody. I hope you eat a lot of great barbecue and barbecue. Can't wait. Yay, and get outside and see the fireworks. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnow.com, and that ends this broadcast.